What's going on, Knuckleheads? GCam Gaming here with another LEGO Legacies Unboxed video for you. And today is Friday. And you know what that means. It's free to play Friday. And I am bringing you a very free to play, a very relatively easy to farm unit in Locust. And there's a few reasons why I'm covering Locust this week. All right. First off, I've recently started using Locust on my arena team. I'm going to have some of that gameplay footage. You could watch it up in the corner over here of the screen. I'll be going through this video. But he has been really helping me out with my arena team. It actually started off as he was my borrowed unit for Brickspedition. I would start using him a lot with my team. And he actually, with his ultimate and everything, he really synergizes well with this Bucks Wu team I got. So I'm running the Bucks trio, Redbeard, Scarlet, Bart. I got obviously Master Wu, you know, the honorary Buccaneer. And I was running Hank for the longest time, and I still love Hank, and I still run Hank. But I had to throw Locust in there because his ultimate synergizes so well, especially when you're facing those opposing Master Wu teams, right? So you have the regular disarm, the Master Wu ultimate disarm, and then I was noticing, okay, they would disarm, but he was still getting his ultimate off, and then having the Locust disarm really keeps that Master Wu at bay so you can take care of it and try to avoid that Master Wu ultimate. He's not perfect, as you'll see in some of the gameplay footage. Usually he dies. He's probably the only one to die, or the first one to die if I lose. But what he does bring to the table actually really helps the other teams, the rest of the team out a lot. And I want to take a look at his kit and really see why he's good with that Buccaneers team. But I want to go over a few more reasons why I chose Locust this week. Another reason was super easy to farm. He's got a monolith waste node, and he's also got two hard nodes in the campaigns. I think both of them are Pip Town, but I think a 14 and a 16 or 14 and an 18. Really easy to farm. I just got him to 7-star. I'm super excited about it. He's also got the alien and the space keywords, and as we said on Wednesday with the Gorwell video, space is coming next, right? So it's time to start really looking at the space units that I think are not going to get reworked. I've already looked at Reed, and now I looked at Gorwell on Wednesday, and today we're going to be looking at Locust. I don't think any of them are due for reworks, but I think they're going to get some. I know there's some new space units that are coming. I think there's some that I haven't even seen, particularly alien units that I haven't seen anything officially about stats or abilities with, that are coming that are going to probably synergize well with this unit. So I think that he's actually going to be really useful when space becomes part of the meta. He really already is a meta character. And I mean, I'm going to look at my, when you look at my leaderboard, I'm the only one using Locust. And usually if I get to number 1, I don't usually drop below 10 when I use Locust. I tried a 6-star Winston. I got really knocked down with him as like a secondary tank. I'm getting pretty much the same results that I was getting with Hank in terms of what I'm getting on defense. And I'm actually having a little bit of an easier time on offense against those Lloyd Wu Bucks teams, right? So that was something I was really struggling with, is people using Lloyd with the Bucks and Wu. And with Locust, I just managed to kind of get around that. Now, you have to be a smart player with him and kind of avoid that AoE, because that AoE is going to get you hard countered by Redbeard. So you got to you kind of are a little bit handicapped with them against the Bucks teams, but still, if you could find a place to use that AoE, you get rid of Redbeard or something, it's definitely something that's going to help, or you need to finish someone off. An AoE is so useful on that team to be able to finish off people who go under stealth. Nothing is more annoying when a Redbeard or a Master Wu hop under stealth and you just got him down to the nitty gritty. But anyway, let's actually take a look at his abilities here. So his basic is 100% damage, and there's a 50% chance to grant skill up for 2 turns to the hero with the lowest health. That actually is really good in synergizing with Bucks, because skill up is going to mean they're going to be inflicting more debuffs. Downside is generally he's going to be the one who has the lowest health, because he does, for some reason, the AI just targets him. Then he's got his maximize efficiency. He gains taunt for 2 turns and a self-heal for 35%. There's also a 50% chance that he gains a stack of heal over time for 2 turns. 10% bonus chance for each active space hero. This will be, obviously, he's like the taunter in space right now. You can't get through Gorwell's Great Escape without him. I don't taunt too much with him, but if it's ever like, all right, I'm really vulnerable, it is really nice to have this taunt because he's really expendable in a good way. He's got some really good things that he does that helps, but if he dies, it's not really as bad as if Hank dies, if that makes any sense. Because what he does bring to the table, he lasts longer than Hank, so he can at least eat a little more shots. And plus, if he gets off 1 AoE or 1 ultimate, it's going to be worth it because he's going to give you that little bit of extra damage. Not that I'm, pooping on Hank. I love Hank. I actually love Hank with that team. Then you got the corporate drones, 90% damage AoE, 100% chance to give each hero attack up 2. Space heroes also get speed up 2 for 2 turns. So he gives himself speed up 2, and he gives everyone else attack up 2. This is huge, but like I said, you have to be very careful the way you use this. If you're going to use it, you better make sure Scarlet's already taunting and you can afford to get him disarmed or whatever, because Redbeard's going to counter him right away. And that's just the downside to using AoEs against Bucks is Redbeard. Another thing I like to do with this AoE is I like to kind of let him taunt and get his health down a little low, then use Master Wu's basic to throw him under stealth, and then pop this AoE and give everybody that attack up too. It's like I said, it's a very strategic way you have to use Locust with this team, which is why it performs decently on defense, but the downside is the AI isn't the greatest in the world. But if you're strategic with them, I feel like I have an over a 50% win rate against those Lloyd Wu Buck teams. And I was not getting that when I was using Hank. That team was really giving me a hard time, so I had to make an adjustment, and Locust ended up being that adjustment. Not to mention, when you get that full space team, when space comes out, he's going to be rocking people with this AoE, giving everyone else attack up 2 and giving himself speed up 2. And it's great. AoEs are great for picking off those units that hide behind a taunter or go under stealth, and you get them down just enough, and then you can knock them off with an AoE. That's something my team was lacking for a while, was an AoE, because I was going with Hank over Argenta. Just still feel like it was a good move. Then you got his passive. Whenever Locust is attacked and has taunt, it gets a 70% chance to inflict Grit down 2 for 2 turns, 5% bonus chance per active alien hero. So really gets a 75% chance, 80% chance if you're using him in Gorwell. And again, Grit down 2 is another thing that's going to synergize well with those Buccaneers, because obviously Grit down means they're inflicting more debuffs, and on top of that, it's another debuff for them to kind of add up, just rack them up. It's not the greatest passive in the world, but it actually does synergize really well. And now is the bread and butter, the maximum overdrive of all Locust teams. Deals 50% damage to all foes and has a 100% chance to inflict attack down 2 on each foe for 3 turns. So you're getting an automatic attack down 2. So that's really good because your team's going to be taking less damage. Especially when you're pairing them with Scarlet, it's going to help her survive even longer. There's also a 50% chance to inflict disarm for 2 turns. Now, 50% is, it's not a Master Wu ultimate where you're getting a much higher disarm percent, but the fact that I can have a Master Wu ultimate, and then after that disarm wears off, follow it up with maximum overdrive from Locust, and get another AoE disarm is huge. There's also 20% bonus damage for each active alien heroes. So I believe he gets it from himself, so he's going to have 120% or 70% damage on this, 90% damage to AoE with this ultimate if Gorwell's on the team too. City foes have a 100% chance to be inflicted with disarm. So this is going to be good if you're facing any city squads, which you're probably not. And on top of that, all alien heroes, meaning him, and if Gorwell's there, Gorwell, gain defense up 2 for 3 turns. So like I said, he's got some real good synergy with this alien tag that really has not even been tapped into yet, because the only other alien is Gorwell, and as we saw on the last video I did on Pay to Win Wednesday, Gorwell's behind a huge paywall, and there's no guarantee you could even get her even if you're spending a ton of money, because she's in bags. So when we start to have more aliens, I think Locust is really going to shine even more than he already is. I'm using him very well now with that Bucks Woo team, but I think on a full alien or full space team is really where this guy is meant to shine, and hopefully they can kind of build some synergies around him, because he's a great unit. If you look at his stats, 12,000 HP, 625 defense. He's not really the tankiest tank. I don't know why they made him a tank. They really should have made him a support, because he's not really super tanky. So that's kind of deceiving. But, his attack is almost 2,000, so that's, a decent attack stat. His speed is 115, so he's relatively fast. He's got solid stats. And when you 7-star him, it really makes a big difference from 6 to 7-star. Trust me, I was using him as 6-star for a while too, but it's a huge difference from 6 to 7-star when you max these skills out. He's a really, really awesome hero. Well, that's all I got for you today, Knuckleheads. Please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell for some notifications, and as always, remember to knuckle up.
She blocked me on Instagram, Snapchat, I don't give a damn about that. I can see your face, still feel the same. I don't feel the need to forget your name.